What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're going to be shopping my stash. I'm actually going to be doing a full face of drugstore makeup. These are some products that I absolutely love. I just haven't gotten them out and used them in a while, so I thought we would hang out, have some girl time, do some glam together. So as always, I'm going to zoom you in so we can get started. So I am just going to start with the NYX Lift and Snatch brow pencil. Literally, this is the only thing that I've been using on my brows since I've gotten it. It truly gives you brow like hairs, fills in the brows so nicely. I go crazy with them. Like, I do not try to keep it in a line, anything like that, because I just have the hardest time with it. Like, I have the hardest time trying to keep it in a certain line. So I just kind of fill them in, and then I'm going to go back with a makeup wipe and clean up around. And I do like to go ahead and fill in both brows, so that way it has like a little bit of time to kind of dry before I go back and clean them up. And I am just very lightly running this through the brow. This is in the shade Espresso as well. I really need to order me a backup because I do not want to be without this. And then I'm just going to take a wipe and clean up around the brows. And if you accidentally mess up and take too much off, you can always go back and add in. But really, such an easy product to use. I just really think that it gives you like the perfect brow. Absolutely love that product. Next, I'm going to go in and prime the lids with a little bit of Juvia's Place. This is in the shade 2. Just going to go in with the P. Louise brush. This is the C2 brush. I will say that this shade matches me better in the summertime, but this is still a beautiful primer. Just going to blend it out with the e.l.f. Total Sponge. Now I'm going to go in with the LA Girl Keeping It Playful eyeshadow palette. This is in Downplay. When I seen it, I was like, that is so pretty. That silver is absolutely gorgeous in here. Okay, so I'm going to go in. I'm going to grab a little bit of this shade here, and I'm going to use that in the transition area. Just start building that color up. I do have to say, I've used LA Girl eyeshadows before, but it has been a long time. I actually just grabbed this at Target the other day when I was there, because when I seen it, I was like, oh, I gotta have that. I've been loving like smoky looks anyway, so perfect timing. This color is building up so pretty. Not looking patchy, so I love that. I'm just going to dip over into this dark brown shade using the same brush and just going to start building up that crease a little. Just want to add a little bit of depth. So pretty. I am going to go in with that black matte shade, of course. I just really want to see what this black shade is all about. Ooh, very nice. Nice and smooth on the lid. Now with this black shade, I'm just taking it to the crease. I'm not taking it any higher. When I'm working with black, I like to just take it into the crease, so that way I can go in with a dark brown and blend out on top of it. So switching brushes, going into that dark brown shade. I'm just gonna start blending out that black. Using a dark brown to blend out black is such an easy way to get it to soften. It's not going to look as harsh. So I'm just going to work this around into the crease. These are blending beautifully. Just going back in with the black brush one more time. Sometimes when you start blending, you start losing that black, and you can just go back and add it in. It's much easier to do just a little at a time. Going back with the dark brown brush and blending out. Really, when you're working with darker colors, it's all about going back and forth and keeping it blended out. Going back in with that first shade and just blending out again, keeping everything nice and seamless. Now I'm going to go in and we're going to use that silver shade today. This is a very soft shade. Ooh, okay. This almost reminds me of like a duochrome formula. It's kind of chunky, but it's really pretty on the lid. So beautiful. Okay, so same thing for this side. Again, this shade is a little chunky, but it is blending out like so nicely. I feel like this shade would be best applied with your finger. Oh my goodness, look how intense that got applying it with the finger. That's the way to go with this one. Because it is kind of like chunky and like a cream formula maybe? Like a cream to powder it feels like. Wow, that is very intense. Oh my goodness, that's so pretty. I'm just gonna take the edge of the brush and kind of blend out that silver. That is like so intense on the lid, so foiled on the lid. Just gonna go back in with that black brush and blend the two together. Go back in with that dark brown brush and kind of just go all the way around. Again, back with the very first brush. So for eyeliner, I'm going to go in with Ione. This is a black eyeliner. Absolutely love this eyeliner. You can find it at the Dollar Tree for $1.25. Sometimes they are hard to find. When I find them, I like to pick up 3 or 4 of them because I go through them that much. But now we're just going to clean up with a makeup wipe. I always like to do my eyes first if I'm using black. So I'm going to go in with Ione lashes today. I'm going to use the Kiss Lash Glue. So while I'm waiting on the lash glue to dry, I'm going to go in with a little bit of this Mirabella serum. The serum is so hydrating, but it works so well under makeup. I'm also going to go in with the P. Louise Repair from 2022 moisturizer. It's so thin, it absorbs into your skin very well before makeup. I'm just going to go ahead and apply the lashes while I'm waiting for the skincare to soak in. So now that we got the lashes on, I'm going to go in with foundation. Today I'm going to be using 2 foundations. The first one is going to be the Maybelline Skin Tint. And this is in the shade 112. And then I'm going to add in a little pump of the Maybelline 30 Hour. And that's in shade 112 as well. I'm just going to blend them out with the e.l.f. Beauty Blender. I totally forgot to put my primer on, you guys, but that's okay. These will work well without a primer. And I did hydrate my skin really well before I went in. I love the glow of the skin tint, but I love the coverage of the foundation. I don't really like the foundation on its own. I feel like it's a little too drying. So I love to mix it with that skin tint. It's so good together. Skin looks so good. I love the combination of those two together. So for bronzer today, I'm going to go in with the Rimmel London. This is the Jelly Bronzer. It's been so long since I've used this, but I thought we would give it a go. So I'm literally just going to tap my brush inside the jar a little and start tapping it on the skin. This is a nice natural bronzer. It is very different. It has such a cooling feeling to it. It feels like very wet on your skin, even though it blends out so beautifully. The texture is just very different than what you're used to, but it really does just blend in the skin so flawlessly. I am just going to go around the edges. So I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. This is in the shade Maui. Just dipping my brush in and applying directly to the skin. I love e.l.f.'s putty blushes. I love how these build up though. And you can really blend these out so nicely into the skin. So I am going to go in with the e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand. This is in the shade Champagne. And I'm going to add a little liquid highlighter. Then I am just going to blend that out with a brush. These do blend out super nicely. No patchiness, doesn't pick up your foundation. For concealer today, I'm going to be using the Revlon Color Stay Skin Awaken. This is the 5-in-1 concealer. I'm going to be using the shade Vanilla. And I'm also going to go in with a little bit of the Universal Brighten. This is like a pink color. I love how brightening it looks under the eye. Just gonna blend this out with my brush. I absolutely love this brush to blend out any concealer. Of course, bring it down into the blush. stunning. Okay, so for setting powder today, we're gonna go in with a little bit of Maybelline Fit Me. I'm gonna go in with the shade Light Medium. And I'm also gonna go in with something a little different and try out the Damp Beauty Blender. I used to do this all the time until I started using a triangle puff. And this powder literally just sets so nicely under the eye, the T-zone. Now I'm just going to use a little on a brush to set the rest of the face. So going in with bronzer, we're going to be using the Rimmel London Natural Bronzer. I got mine in the shade Sun Bronzed. Super affordable, very natural bronzer again. Gives you a good wash of color. It's not muddy on the skin. I just like how light and natural it is. So moving into blush, I'm going to use Essence today. This is called the Blush in shade Believing. I'm just going to pick a little up and tap on. I mean, look at how pigmented. So affordable. It's so pretty too. Okay, so for highlighter, I'm going in with Believe Beauty. You can get this from Dollar General. I'm going into the center shade and I'm just going to add that on top. Love this highlighter, so pretty. It's buildable. It doesn't emphasize your texture. I love that you get 3 different shades in here. I mean, beaming highlight. I'm also just gonna take a little small flat brush and use that for the brow bone highlights and also the inner corner. So going back into the palette, picking up the black shade and buffing out under the lower lash line. Super impressed with this palette, I do have to say. The quality is beautiful on it. I'm also going to dip into a little bit of that dark brown and just buff over the black. When you buff it out with that dark brown, it just helps not look so harsh. Just looks more smoky. And of course, I'm going to go in with my favorite mascara from the drugstore. This is the L'Oreal Voluminous. This is the curved wand. I love the straight one, the curved one. They're both good. Then I'm going to go in with a little bit of my brow gel from Oma Beauty. I use this all the time as well. This is a product that I will absolutely rebuy over and over. Okay, so for lips, going in with a dark brown liner from e.l.f. So for lipstick, I'm using Maybelline today, and this is the color Sensational, and this is in the shade More Blonde, my favorite color. Absolutely love it with a dark brown liner. And then last but certainly not least is going to be the Milani Make It Last Setting Spray. Literally my favorite setting spray ever. I buy the jumbo because I love it that much. Like the little ones I run through. So I always make sure that I get the big one. It makes your makeup last. Like literally middle of summer, I love the setting spray because even when you're sweating, your makeup stays in place. I absolutely love how this makeup look turned out. I think it looks super cute. I'm going to have everything linked down in the description box for you in case you're interested in picking anything up. These are all products that I do love to use. I just have so many products, it's hard to get them in rotation. So that's why I thought I would just sit down and do a Shop My Stash full face of drugstore video today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!